Here's a little secret. My husband Joe does not like cheese. It's really difficult. So when I make grilled cheese, it's usually just for me.
Right in the next room.
I know, but it's true. You don't eat cheese. It's crazy. I eat enough for both of us.
Hi, I'm Emily, and I'm a level 1 chef. I'm really good at cooking.
Yeah, it is the perfect sear.
Yes. Smells.
Hi, I'm Frank. I'm a chef at the Institute of Culinary Education, and I invented food. I have a little bit of American here. Oh, yeah. Beautiful.
And I'm Lorenzo, and I'm a level 2 chef. Ooh, that smells so good. That looks good.
Hi, I'm Rhoda, the video food director for Bon Appétit and Epicurious.
There you go.
I want that.
You want that?
And I'm Rose, and I'm the food scientist. This is level 0.5. Now we wait.
And here are all the answers.
For all of your questions
About grilled cheese.
All right, let's spin the whoa.
Is butter or mayo?
Better on grilled cheese.
Oh boy, I'm gonna get a lot of hate mail for this.
butter, butter, and more.
Butter. Absolutely.
Some time ago, I was converted to mayonnaise. I used to be a big proponent of butter, but mayonnaise, I think, better flavor, better crisp, not as oily, easier to use.
I love to spread a little bit of mayonnaise on the two sides of the grilled cheese that are going to be in the pan. First of all, mayonnaise has a slightly higher smoke point. I do like to put a little butter in the pan for flavor. I think it helps form a really nice crispy crust.
I am biased because mayo is like a creamy thing that I can have as a non-dairy eating person. So I put mayo on a lot of stuff.
Mayo does not belong on the outside of a grilled cheese sandwich. Stick with butter.
What's the best kind of
Bread and cheese combination.
Wow, that is a loaded question.
So to me, the best bread is like a sourdough that really has like that crispy, tangy, like, yeah, a sourdough bread to me is the best bread.
I like it's right here actually. I like this artisan bread. What the heck's it called? Artisan bread. I thought so that's what it's called, but there's a name for it. Brulee?
Like you can do grilled cheeses with any cheese as long as it's melty and flavorful.
Personally, what I love rye bread and I love a sharp cheddar.
any kind of sliced bread and any kind of melty cheese that you like.
The combination is what kind of crunchiness do you like on your bread and what kind of melting cheese you really love and have on hand. So really, it's up to you.
Bop, bop.
How can I ensure that the bread...
Won't burn on both sides.
Don't cook it too hot or too long.
One thing I do with grilled cheese is I make sure that I cook it on a medium heat. Some people cook it way too high and things burn and the cheese isn't melted. The most important thing, other than your bread being crisp and brown, is your cheese being melted.
Really, cheese melts between, say, 130 and 160 degrees Fahrenheit. If your heat is too high, then you're just gonna really get the temperature too hot on the outside of the bread and your cheese isn't gonna melt, which is not a grilled cheese in this case.
When you're making grilled cheese, you want to go low and slow as far as heat goes.
The idea really is to melt the cheese. Let it sizzle slowly. Don't rush the darn thing. You can rush when you eat it. Should there be more than one type of
Cheese in your grilled cheese sandwich.
Sure. Yeah.
Absolutely. Put as many types of cheese as you want in there.
If you want to mix cheeses, go right ahead, but you definitely don't have to. For a grilled cheese sandwich, one cheese is enough for me. I like to keep it simple.
I think the whole idea of grilled cheese, you need something creamy in there along with something with maybe some flavor.
My favorite, hands down, is taleggio, and the real stuff from northern Italy is just delicious. Fontina's really nice too.
Oh, I love Fontina. I'm like dreaming. I regressed there for a second there.
What do you think is the optimal hard cheese, soft cheese?
Blend for flavor and meltiness.
Oh boy. Like, I think you could probably use any hard cheese if you cut it small enough. I am not a scientist.
The hard cheeses aren't gonna melt really well. You're gonna end up with a separated cheese, so you're gonna have like an oil slick and some crunchiness. The crunchiness in old cheeses, by the way, is from breakdown of proteins. It's actually an amino acid called tyrosine. So when you get that crunchiness in an aged cheese, that's what's going on.
If you're going to do a hard cheese, you have to grate it. You can't just slice it. So let's say you have a harder cheddar, grate it really, really fine.
2/3, 1/3. I'm going with that. That's my answer. 2/3, 1/3. 2/3 melty cheese, 1/3 hard cheese. I think any more than that, the hard cheese is going to overpower and you'll have kind of a weird, gritty sandwich.
But I do have to tell you something, and is it bad? I love processed cheese. It's delicious.
Which cheeses yield the cheese stretch?
From pulling the cut sandwich apart.
In the commercial food world, we call that a cheese pull. When you pull the two halves of the sandwich apart and you get that beautiful stretchy cheese moment.
You want a medium moisture cheese. Cheddar's delicious and really good for grilled cheese. Also, Swiss cheeses are kind of made for melting as well. So those cheeses are going to really give you enough of a pull apart, but it's not going to be so that you have to like really pull your arms apart, because you want to eat the cheese. You don't want to necessarily play with the cheese.
Usually younger cheeses from cow's milk give you that great stretch.
Yeah, whatever Rosa Frank said, that's right. That's what I was going to say too.
Classic grilled cheese stretch, I'd go with American.
So mozzarella, I think, is the best one for that stretchability.
People say that grilled cheese and tomato soup are a perfect combination.
Why tomato soup?
There's something about cheddar cheese in particular and tomato that is just a magical combination.
Oh my God. It really, I can taste it right now. Oh no, that's my gum.
Campbell's soup and tomato soup became a staple, I think, in the 1950s here in the United States. So I think it's more tradition that people are doing that. The tomatoes and cheese go really nicely together. I mean, think of pizza.
There's not a lot of soups that wouldn't be good. For the most part, I would go with a hearty soup, like a beef barley, something that kind of sticks to the sandwich and doesn't make it soggy.
What beverage would you
Pair or drink your grilled cheese with?
Easy. Beer, and more beer.
Do you have to ask me? I always say I love beer.
Beer has nice, malty flavors, and there's a nice kind of carbonation there that I think can lighten up something that's pretty hearty, like a grilled cheese, where you have a lot of richness and fattiness. So something that's carbonated and that malty flavor of beer just goes well with cheese. I think beer and cheese are a great combination. If I wanted to be really fancy, I could say champagne or Prosecco. I wonder what Rose's answer was.
Can I say champagne? Because that's usually what I like. I love cheese and wine together, but since grilled cheese is kind of for lunch, whatever you like, really. I mean, I don't typically have wine at lunch, although lately it's been happening. I think cheese and beer can go really nicely together too.
I think the best thing you can do is get a bunch of different beers and a bunch of different cheeses and make a whole bunch of grilled cheese and beer pairings. Why do my grilled cheese sandwiches
Sometimes turn out soggy.
If you do get nice thick loaf bread, that'll never happen.
It's possible you don't cook them long enough or you don't use enough fat on the bread. You want to make sure that you coat all of the corners and edges of the bread and that the bread makes full contact with whatever you're using to fry your grilled cheese.
While low and slow is the name of the game here, maybe your heat is just a little bit too low, or maybe you're using too much fat in your pan and the bread is just absorbing too much oil or too much butter and it's just never really getting crispy enough.
You have to watch the amount of butter you use. It's not only going to be greasy, it will be soggy, but guess what? I will still eat it. It's still good. I would still eat it. I don't care. It's good.
Should you toast both sides of the bread in the pan?
Butter first before adding cheese.
I think that would definitely mess with the intended texture. Almost all cheeses are going to take a little time to melt, so you want to melt them as you toast the bread.
I do like that idea. If you don't have good bread, I suggest you do that.
You can do that, especially if you want extra crispiness, and browning both sides of the bread will give you more of that Maillard reaction and those like toasty, roasty flavors. But I don't really think it's necessary because I really like having that crisp outside and then the softer inside.
Because you don't want a layer of fat in between the cheese and the bread, because you want the cheese to adhere to the bread nicely, and adding a layer of butter in between there is going to make it kind of slip around and slide. So just add your fat to the outside of your sandwich and you should be good to go.
I'm not a big believer. What they're talking about, I think, is you put both slices down and then you put it together. I'm a big proponent of just putting the sandwich together and turning it. This way, you're giving the time the cheese needs to melt. If you put both sides and brown them and then put them together, the cheese might not be melted all the way through.
That would prevent the sogginess of the other question. Trickery.
Cast iron, non-stick.
Or panini maker.
I go non-stick. I think it's just a guaranteed win for your grilled cheese sandwich. Cast iron can work really well too. You just want to make sure that you have enough fat. I use butter mostly, or oil on the outside of your grilled cheese sandwich. So that can work too.
Cast iron is all me. I totally love a cast iron, but for people who don't cook a lot, I would say non-stick. Why? Cast iron gets super, super hot. Not only the bottom, but the side. You will burn that baby. You will burn that baby before you get it right. So I say practice in a non-stick.
I think the panini would taste a little different. Usually you get a little more of those smoky flavors with the panini because you're grilling, I guess. They're not that different, but they are different sandwiches.
I think a panini maker is still a grilled cheese because you're still griddling 2 slices of bread. As long as you're getting browning on both sides of like a cut surface of bread, I think it counts as grilled cheese.
I don't know that it's the best use for your cast iron. Follow your heart, I guess, but I think it could stick to the cast iron, and I think a non-stick is perfectly fine for a grilled cheese.
If a croque madame is a grilled cheese,
Wouldn't that make a Reuben a grilled cheese too?
that's a good question.
Okay.
We are ready to slice it.
The Reuben specifies what bread you're gonna use. So if you're using that type of bread, you're making a Reuben, and then the Reuben has, what is it, the Reuben? Is it roast beef? It's not a grilled cheese, folks. No, it is not. That's just a yummy Reuben sandwich with cheese.
I don't think that any sandwich with cheese in it is a grilled cheese. I think it really should be about the cheese. Maybe you're adding a little condiment, maybe you're adding like 1 or 2 other elements, maybe you're mixing your cheeses together, but for a grilled cheese, I think the cheese should really be the star of the sandwich, not sauerkraut and corned beef.
I have strong opinions.
Okay, that's my grilled cheese, and I'm gonna give my wife a bite of my grilled cheese. Hope you guys enjoy. Stay safe. We love you. See you soon.
I hope you guys love grilled cheese as much as we do. Take care of yourselves and keep cooking.
That's pretty good crust. I hope everyone takes care. We love you.
Ta-da!
Yay.
Cheese! Cheers.
Cheers.
All right, take care. And thanks for being you. You're great.
Pow! Chaka waka waka! That's really good. I'm thinking about you. We're all thinking about you. We'll make it on the other side.
And that's everything.
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 It's everything there is to know about grilled cheese.
Well, almost.
Almost.
Did that work? I'm rambling a bit today. I really need to talk to people.